Is the video to introduce you to access control lists. The super simple network we have here for investigation is these two routers. I've missed out. Let me just correct that for you. So we have these two routers. They are connected by a serial interface. And they also have, there's also 3 loopback interfaces on the right hand router. I have set up a packet tracer network like this, and I will demonstrate the ability to ping from the right hand router to the left hand router using the source interface of each of the loopbacks. Then we're going to create an access list and apply it inbound to the left hand router serial interface that will deny packets just coming from the loopback 2 interface. Now before we do that, I just want to review what you should have learned and picked out from the Net Academy or CCNA book readings about basic access lists. So the first thing to know is that there are 2 types of access lists, standard and extended. Standard lists are numbered 1 to 99, and also in later releases of Cisco iOS numbered 1300 to 1999. They only act upon the source address. That's the only investigation into the packet they do. Extended lists can be more complex. They look also at destination addresses and layer 4 information. I think we'll look at those next week. To create an access list, you use the command access-list. To apply the access list, you use 2 different commands depending on where you're applying it. If you're applying it to an interface, as we're doing in this exploration, you use the keywords access group. If you're going to apply it to the VTY lines for terminal, sort of telnet or secure shell access, you use the keywords access-class. The key things to understand about applying the access list is that you have to decide whether the access list is going to apply to packets coming in or packets going to go out, and once it identifies a packet, is it going to permit it or deny it? It's very straightforward. A gotcha though is that the final entry in any access list that you create is an implicit deny. Implicit means you don't see it. It's there always. So what this means is if you create an access list that says permit 10.1.1.1 and then you apply that to an interface inbound or outbound, that IP address will be let through and everything will be denied after that. Now inverse masks are what we use with access lists. You should have started to get some good familiarity with subnet masks. For simplicity, I'm using the /24 subnet mask, which is the 255.255.255.0 mask. And just to make things interesting, we have to reverse that to an inverse mask when we look at access control lists, and there are some pretty good explanations of this already in NetAcad, and I'm not going to repeat those. What I would say is, while you're getting started, the first thing to do is to decide what mask you would use in terms of a subnet mask, and then just subtract that from 255 and that will give you the correct inverse mask to use. There are a couple of sort of shortcuts in the CLI. If you want to deny or permit a specific host, you can use the any keyword. And finally, we'll look at using the show access list commands, and that will show you that you configure stuff correctly and it's all working nicely. So let's go to our packet tracer network. Here's my packet tracer network, my 2 routers. Let's have a look at the configuration commands here. Let's just increase the text a little so that we can see things more easily. Let's go into enable mode, see the configuration. What have I got? I have got my serial interface with 10.1.1.1 and my clock rate. That's pretty simple, straightforward. That's all I need. Let's go and look at the next router, the right hand router. Going to enable, right terminal. I have got my loopback 1, loopback 2, loopback 3, and I've also got my IP address for my serial interface, and I do have my default route set up. So I should be able to ping. I'm going to go into extended mode of ping here to specify the source address that I want to be used. So we're going to use protocol IP 10.1.1.1. Repeat out. Now I have to say extended commands yes. Source address loop back 1. That's the only thing I want to set specifically. Good. Let's do it again. For loopback 2. We should go straight through, and then finally for loopback 3. Okay, that's great. We have got everything working. So let's go back to the router on the left hand side and create an access list and apply it. So let's go into configuration mode. So the first thing is to create an access list. Access list 1. I'm going to deny 1.1.1.0 0.0.0.255. That's all I need to put in. Now as you see, I have denied all of that subnet of the 1.1.1/24 space. So all this inverse mask is saying is that with that 255 in the final octet, it means that any value there will be denied. So that's very good. Now I'm going to apply it to an interface. So I'm going to go to int serial 0/1/0. I'm going to have to say IP access group 1 inbound, and that's all I need to specify. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the router on the right hand side, and let's first of all ping 10.1.1.1. Let's lose loop back. Now what did I deny on this one? Oh, I denied loopback 1, didn't I? Okay, so let's do loopback 1. Dun, 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 dun. Did not like it at all, unreachable. So let's go and make sure that my other stuff's working. Ping protocol IP 10.1.1.1. Extended range, loop back 2. Oh, that's bad. Okay, what's happening here? Let's have a look at the configuration. Oh, can you believe it? In my access list, I did what I told you not to do. I did not put any permit statements in. Gosh darn it. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is add explicit entries so that I am permitting the configurations that I want, because look, here I've got this access list 1 with a deny statement, My implicit deny after that tells me that everything else is going to be denied. So, okay, the way I fix that is access list 1 permit. Let's be explicit about what we're going to permit. 2.2.2.0 0.0.0.255, and I'll just do that also for the loopback 3 source, 3.3.3. Okay. Now then, let's try that again. Ping vertical IP 10.1.1.1. Yes. Source interface loop back to. Oh, it works. Let's try ping IP 10.1.1.1. Yes, let's try loopback 1, make sure that I'm still denying what I think I'm denying. And let's just confirm that loopback 3 is still working. Yes, so that's great. So now we have applied everything. We have the behavior that we're looking for. So let's just see what we see with the show access list command. Oops. There we have it. It tells us I have access list 1. It's going to deny anything from the 1.1.1/24 space, permit the other 2, and it also conveniently tells me how many matches that have hit that access list. So you can see that I've tried the source address for loopback 2 one time, loopback 3 one time, and loopback 1 twice, because each one sends 5 pings. There we are. Hope you find that useful, and I'll see you in class.